Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. This is Claudius, too hot to handle, too cold to hold, Vanderbilt. And I am his commentating partner, the legend of old school, Dusty Trails. And right now we have with us a 6-man battle royale of epic proportions. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we have with us 6 extraordinarily young men who all have wrestled in the backyards of Columbus, Ohio, and in the playgrounds, and in the elementary schools, and in the cafeterias, and in my front yard, in your backyard. They were at your local bar mitzvahs, weddings, funerals, and bachelor parties. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the National Championship, or the Neighborhood Championship Wrestling Federation All-Stars. And right now we have with us Dan Dominator, CJ Moore, Stephen Rainmaker, Crazy Carson, Nick the Nuke, and that man, Mr. Fahrenheit, 200 degrees. And as you can see, this match actually has been determined by a random draw of characters coming out from the smallest to the biggest. And when we mean that, we're not talking about like size-wise, we're talking about in the pants. Well, what you do on your free time is none of my business, Mr. Dusty Trails. Right now, we got the Rainmaker. With it raining in the ring, it looks like blood. That's because he is the Rainmaker. He makes it rain. Alright, right now, we're starting things off and everybody's going pandemonium, fucking just kicking everybody's ass. CJ Moore's got Dan Dominator by the throat, and now CJ's going after Nick the Nuke. And it looks like Mr. Fahrenheit is giving Stephen Rainmaker a beating, which is rarity because nobody beats up on the Rainmaker. Well, actually, I've seen him getting his butt kicked last week, but that's another story. We're not talking about the wet t-shirt contest, are we? I always knew you were kind of fruity. You're so fruity you could cure scurvy. Hey, well, let's not go on that level. We have a wide variety of homosexuals that watch our show, and I appreciate it if you weren't so homophobic. Exactly, and we got homosexuals in the ring, such as Crazy Carson and Nick the Nuke Bruton. I can't really vouch for him on that one. Anyway, so right now we got ourselves a rumble. This is the determination of who should deserve to be the NCWFA Greatest Wrestlers match. And this is a non-biased match. This is actually done through a come on, frickin' spit it out, Claudius. I'm trying to. I have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Well, bullshit. I mean, you're just using up any excuse, and you're trying to get out of this commentary, but you're not, fucker. Well, it doesn't matter. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Dusty Trails. Well, first of all, they called me the captain of the old school, the king of the old school, the legend of the old school, because I'm that old school, dude. Yes, well, I noticed that your voice kind of sounds a little bit like Hulk Hogan mixed with Jesse the Body Ventura. Well, to be honest with you, I've been wrestling before any of those chumps even decided to step foot in the ring. They got their gimmicks from me. It wasn't the superstar Billy Graham or anything like that. Oh, okay. Well, since you're going on a mid-rant, if you will, go ahead and explain it to the YouTube audience who you are. Well, first of all, I'm the oldest wrestler ever. I was wrestling Nature Boy Ric Flair back when he was still in his diapers. As a matter of fact, the outcome of the match is if he didn't listen to me, I was going to put the diaper on him, and he didn't like that too much, and he went to bed without his milk and cookies. I see that. I've won multiple titles. I was the AWF World Champion, the CXW Cruiserweight Champion, the MLW Featherweight Champion, I was the Boulder Champion, I was mid-class, I wrestled in the Hardcore title, the Tag Team Mexican titles, and I even won a wet t-shirt contest back in the 1980s, but we will not go there. Yes, it seems like you had a lot of prestige. A lot of prestige indeed. I was in the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s of professional wrestling. I did backyard wrestling. I did hardcore wrestling. I did Japanese wrestling, New Jersey wrestling, Mid-South, 72 degrees latitude and 48 degrees longitude. Well, I have no idea where that is on the map. Neither do I. They just told me that's where I was wrestling. It was both hot and cold. Both hot and cold. You must have been wrestling in Columbus, Ohio. That's right, brother. Columbus, Ohio, the hometown of no jobs. And the economy fucking sucks. And the weather is so unpredictable. 1 minute, it's 50 degrees cold with snow. And then the next minute, it's 82 degrees and you get a sunburn. Yes, well, that is Columbus, Ohio for you. It has a lot of rich culture. Rich culture, my weak ass. The only culture that place has is the little corner markets they have on every block. Well, listen, I have a lot of fans, as you know it, love Columbus, Ohio. And for those fans that love Columbus, Ohio, you must live in Columbus. For those who've never been to Columbus, I wouldn't even recommend going there. And don't you even get me started on Cleveland, brother. Okay, well, listen, we don't want to offend any more of the audiences here. Well, speaking of offending, it looks like somebody's about to be offended with a finisher because... Okay, never mind, Mr. Fahrenheit lost his finisher. Tell us a little bit about the finisher, Claudius. Well, that finisher Mr. Fahrenheit has developed is called the OFF. Basically, he's turning the lights off on you. That's right, brother, he's gonna turn those fucking lights off because that's it. Over with, OFF, and speaking of which, it looks like Crazy Carson is going for the car crash on Nick the Nuke Bruton. And Nick the Nuke has been eliminated. It's time for his horse face to go back to Augusta, Maine to go study marine biology. Marine biology? What kind of a fucking toolbox studies marine biology? Who the hell needs them? Who cares about studying a bunch of fucking fish? I'll tell you, I don't need marine biology. I watch enough SpongeBob. Well, I mean, of course it is an optional trade there. An optional trade my ass, Claudius. Don't sit there and try to defend the fucker when really nobody needs him to train to do shit. He needs to train to flip burgers or be a porn star, because that's the only thing really needs in this country is somebody to flip cheeseburgers and take it in the butthole. Okay, you gotta watch the language. We have young viewers. I don't give a shit about the young viewers. I only give a shit about the money I'm being paid to do commentary for this cheap-ass match. And it looks like CJ Moore is down, and he's gonna get his fucking ass handed to him. And then here comes the big man with the fucking sit-out powerbomb, which does not rip off Razor Ramon. Well, actually, that's not Razor Ramon, and it's more like Batista. Listen, goddammit, if you want to cut into my commentary one more time, I'll throw you in that fucking ring, you whippersnapper. I didn't mean any disrespect at all. Shut your fucking face, bitch. Okay. Well, anyway, so it looks like we had two contenders out, which is CJ Moore and Nick the Nuke Bruton. Right now we're down to 4 men. Dan Dominator, Stephen Rainmaker, Crazy Carson, and Mr. Fahrenheit. For those who do not know, I was out there in Virginia where, Mr. Fahrenheit currently resides, and that's where he's getting his spark back, and he's wrestling in a professional wrestling company called, the SCW. What's it stand for? The Suck Cock Wrestling? Probably, because he sucks a lot of cock. I mean, after all, he is in the Navy, where they like semen on his poop deck. I swear to God, if I hear that joke one more time. And it looks like the Rainmaker had fucking, who is that? Mr. Fahrenheit with his patented finisher, the Full Throttle. And that's it. Mr. Fahrenheit is out of here. It's time to turn the lights off on that faggot. And right now, Crazy Carson's got Dan Dominator tied up, and that's it. Dan Dominator is eliminated. He's out of here, just like BCWL. Well, hopefully he doesn't hear this commentary. Right now, we're down to the faggot in the purple tights and the faggot with the blue shorts. Don't talk about Stephen Rainmaker like that, asshole. He's one of the most legendary professional wrestlers in sports entertainment today. He is so fierce. He turned his shorts into cut-off pants. Yeah, well, I also heard a rumor that his hairline is receding. That's only because his hair's not fucking stupid enough to get in his eyes. Well, that or it could be just, he's getting a little old. I mean, after all, he is 25. There's no way that fat, loopy fucking bastard can do that. Weren't you just offending him? I'm bipolar, leave me alone. And right now, speaking of bipolar, this is called the bipolar neck plancha. And it looks like it's done. He's over with. Oh, and he pulled a sneak attack. 1, 2, 3. I did that move to Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff back in 1984. Well, looks like there you have it. Stephen Rainmaker pulled an upset victory. Yes, because I'm very upset that he didn't get to hit his patented finisher, the Raining Blood, through a fucking burning table and setting that little pencil dick on fire, Crazy Carson. And if you notice, he's wearing the Cannibal Corpse t-shirt. That's right, because he's a cannibal corpse. He's a corpse and he eats cannibals. Well, actually, it could be the name of that heavy metal band that he likes very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that looks like that's it for the night. This is the captain of Old School Dusty Trails. And I'm Claudius. I know what you did last summer, Vanderbilt.